These next problems talk about what we call simple interest. So simple interest is based on the principal, the amount that you borrow or you lend, times the percent of rate, the rate, and times the time. And that time is in years. So P represents principal. P, principal. Yeah, I think that's the wrong principal. I think it's AL. I know you're going to disagree, but we'll have to look that up. But I think it's AL. So it's the main amount that you are, let's say you're borrowing money. So say you're going to borrow $10,000. And then at a certain interest rate. So let's say the rate of interest, which is R, is 11%. We're borrowing it at 11%. And let's say we're going to have this loan for 5 years. So time is in years. So let's say that's T. So there's the R, the P, the R, the T. So let's say we're going to go 5 years. So what you do is you take to find the amount of interest that you're going to pay, you're going to take 10,000. You're going to multiply it by 11%. So you have to change that to a decimal, 0.11. And then you're going to multiply that times the 5 years that you're going to have that loan for. Okay, so you pull out a calculator and plug that all in. Probably could just do it in my head, but so you're wow, you're going to pay 5,000. I think $5,500 in interest over 5 years. So sounds scary. Okay, you're almost paying half of what, well, the interest rate was high. Okay, but that's how car loans work. They base it on simple interest. But okay, so we'll move on to some actual problems. I was just making up numbers there. And that 5,500 represents the total amount of interest you're paying on the loan. Okay, example 12. Nathalie deposited 12,500 in her bank account where it will earn, okay, so this time we're going to earn interest, 4% simple interest. That's pretty good. How much interest will Nathalie earn in 5 years? So the interest is going to be the principal times the rate times the time. And so our principal is 12,500. That's how much money she's putting in. The rate of interest is 4%. That's the R, but you're going to make it a decimal, 0.04. You've got to make sure you make that 0.04 or you're going to be sadly disappointed when you go look in your bank account. So you have to change that percent or that decimal or that percentage to a decimal. Okay. And then the time was 5 years. Okay. So we put this all in the calculator. That's probably the easiest way to do it. And okay, so we're going to earn $2,500. So that's how much interest we're making by putting that amount in the bank at that rate for 5 years. Okay. Jim lent his sister $5,000 to help her buy a house. In 3 years, she paid him the that's a typo. The 5,000 plus $900 in interest, which I can't believe her brother charged her interest. But, okay. What was the rate of simple interest? So here we're going to use our formula, interest equals principal times rate times time. We know how much interest she paid. She's paying $900. That's just the interest that she's paying. We know the principal. She borrowed $5,000. We do not know the R. We know that that's what we're trying to figure out is the rate of the simple interest. And we know that she had the loan for 3 years. Okay, so we get 900 equals, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go 5,000 times 3 times R. So I'm going to go over here on the side, 900 then equals 15,000 R And you're going to divide by the 15,000. Let's see. I think I got it all my zeros in there. I think so. So we'll take 900, divide it by the 15,000, and I'm getting 0.06 equals R. Now that's the number as a decimal. I want it as a rate of simple interest. So I'm going to change it to a percent, move it 2 decimal places, and so the rate was 6%. Okay, maybe her brother needed the money. Okay. Eduardo noticed that his new car loan papers stated that with a 7.5% simple interest rate, he would pay $6,596.25 in interest over 5 years. Okay, so similar to the example that we had earlier. How much did he borrow to pay for his car? Okay, so same formula, interest equals principal times rate times time. We know the interest, that's the 6,596.25. We do not know the principal, that's what we're going to try to find out. We know the rate of interest was 0.075. So again, you've got to move the decimal place there 2 places. And we know it was for 5 years. Okay, so let's rewrite this. 6,596.25. You could clear the decimal. I probably want, I'm going to go to a calculator anyway. So I'm going to multiply that 0.75 times 5. And what do I get? I get 0.375p. And then I'm going to have to divide both sides by the 0.375. So sometimes it's really handy to write these steps out so you don't lose the decimal places or the zeros. And just make sure you put that in there. Now, when we do these types of problems, we kind of want to look and see, does our answer make some sense? So if this car is going to cost like, $2 million, we're going to say, probably not. We're probably not buying a $2 million car here. If we have that much money, we could probably pay for it. Okay, 6,596.25 divided by 0.375. And let's see if we get a reasonable answer. So I'm getting the car, the original cost of the car, to be $17,590. That seems maybe reasonable for a car. I don't know what kind of car he bought. All right, so how much did he borrow to pay for his car? $17,590. He probably had a down payment. So the car was probably cost more, but okay. But that's how much he borrowed. That's what the question was asking. I think that's it for simple interest.